Greetings. I have another funny story here. I call it the college flood. It happened in 1972, my first year in college, and I lived in the largest co-ed dorm in the South, Pomfret Hall at the University of Arkansas. And it wasn't like a co-ed dorm is today. There was a 7-story girls wing, and then there was like a 3-story and a 4-story guy wings. And there was a common area in between. Well, the University of Arkansas, there was about 5 girls, guys for every one girl. Had that backwards. So on date night, most of the guys didn't have dates. Um, I always had a date, and my friends, I call them the Catholics. They were all Catholics on my end of the floor, but me, and there was one Baptist guy. Anyway, so they asked me, said, Bert, how come you have a date every week? You're skinny, you're kind of goofy looking, you got the lizard eye thing going, but you get dates. And I said, well, I just keep asking, and I don't get my feelings hurt by being told no. And eventually, one of them forgets the right answer and tells me yes. And so, anyways, we had this engineering student who, he was kind of a nerd, a super smart guy. And he came up with a plan, um, which was really funny. So he understood engineering way better than I do. But he said, what we're going to do is all 450 of the guys in the two guys' wings, we're all going to flush the toilets at the same time on our side. And this will create back pressure that will push the sewer water through the system to the girl side, and it will push it up the drains. So he said, what we're going to do, we're going to wait until they're getting ready for their dates. Because, virtually none of, on the guy side, very few had dates. And the ones that did, they were told, under threat of death, you don't let out what we're going to do. So I did tip off my girlfriend at the time, Susie Warden. I told her, I said, don't go to the restroom to get, ready, after, 5 o'clock or whatever. He said, well, I want to know. And I said, no, I'm not going to tell you. Just trust me. Don't be there. Which she didn't. She can go. So anyways, precisely, we figured out, when the premium time that they were getting ready to go. So what we did is he had a megaphone and the two wings faced each other. So we opened the windows and, he yelled, counted down, 3, 2, 1, now. And everybody flushed their toilet at one time. It worked just like he said it would. So the gals that were at the sinks putting their makeup on, it shot a stream of water, over 2 foot, 3 foot high, out of the bottom of the sinks, right soaked them. Okay, the gals that were in the showers, it shot this cold sewer water back up out of the floor drain like a fountain, which was right under them. And then the ones that were sitting on the toilets, it shot a huge fountain of water out of that about 2 feet right up into their private parts. You could hear the screaming from the girl side when we did this. I mean, it shook the whole campus. I mean, 7 floors. And yes, it created a huge mess. We had common bathrooms. I mean, there wasn't one like for a suite or something. It was like 4 on a floor or whatever. But, they had lots of showers or whatever. So they'd all be packed in there. And the college almost had a stroke. I mean, they really did. They threatened to expel all of us, all 450 of us. But they couldn't. They tried to find out, who was the perpetrators. And the bro code held, and nobody ratted out, who it was. So we were just threatened with death if we ever did it again. But it was funny, and it brought some gals down a notch or two that thought they were it. Um, Funny times. Have a good one.